So you can see the autograph sections here. Warren Sapp is up right now, and Charles Haley will be around 12:45. Ware is doing his photo ops, and it'll be interesting to see how many people are actually in line with him. Now, I've got a little story here to tell you about the power of NFL players. In 2009, United Way was doing a photo shoot with DeMarcus Ware. And this is where my wife, of course, worked for United Way, and I got to go. And this was actually at Valley Ranch, their old practice facility, right after the building collapsed. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go and get a chance to meet DeMarcus Ware. And I actually have a picture in the jersey that I wore. I wore a DeMarcus Ware jersey, and I got a picture there. And it's funny because my wife literally said, "We'll call security on you if you act up," because the Cowboys were actually in the middle of OTAs. I was literally 20 feet away from the locker room while they had just come off the practice field. And so my wife said she would call security on me if I acted up. And because she was actually working her job, that I couldn't be Joe the fan and ask for an autograph. So now, of course, I can be Joe the fan now that my wife no longer does that stuff. I can get actually an autograph of this jersey or the picture, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do. But the thing is when you meet, an NFL player, it is incredible for most fans because it's like a life-changing event. For the player, it's like, okay, I meet thousands of people over and over and over again. But the players don't realize how big an opportunity this is to really create a deep and lasting memory and relationship with the fans. Because for the fans, like me, I've carried that time of DeMarcus Ware from 2009, where it's like, damn, I wish I had his autograph, to 13 years later actually coming through with my memories of that. And the thing is when you turn this into the business that it's become, when the access to the players that you used to have, when you used to go to training camp and see your, players and meet them or see them in public and, have a quick conversation, that this has now become to the point where all that is lost for the fans. And it's actually kind of sad because now you see the amount that it costs and the saturation of this, the limited access that you get, the cost, and people can't afford it. And I think the NFL and the players are doing themselves a disservice by overcharging on everything. And it's getting to the point where you may lose a whole generation. When you start thinking about my dad, who was a lifetime football fan, had literally gotten priced out of being able to watch the games, even at home on television. And there's something tragic about that. And I hope that we find a medium ground. I mean, we understand that it's a business and you're in business to make money, but it's also a relationship business that is being lost. But I know how DeMarcus Ware, he's an incredible human being. He's very giving and so on. Charles Haley, my former teammate and things, always going to support those guys. And probably a lot of the older 70s Cowboys, you'll be seeing less and less of them. I don't know that we'll see Bob Lilly's and the Manster and Ed Too Tall Joneses that much going forward because they are literally getting old, and that's why I always come to these shows to support the older generation of guys. All right, so we're here in line for DeMarcus Ware, and I've got a picture from 2009 that I took with him. So I'm going to get this autograph because I couldn't get it autographed back then. So this will be nice to see him now that he is a Hall of Famer. We're going to get this one autographed of him sacking Eli. Always fun coming out and seeing him. All right, so we're almost up with Ware, and I guarantee he won't remember this, but I will have always remembered it. And here we have one of the greatest Dallas Cowboys of all time that literally had security almost called on me for my wife. Okay? Security, yes.
I'm doing good.
What's going on? Good. I know you won't remember this.
Live United.
This was an incredible day because this was 2009.
Okay.
It was right after the building collapse during spring workouts.
Yeah.
And you did the photo shoot. You were in the racquetball courts. Okay.
Oh, in the middle of
the
old valley.
So I'm there with my wife, Tracy, Miss Tracy. I don't know if you remember her. And she says, look, if you act up, I'm going to call security on it. Because we had spring practice going on. So the locker room, was like 20 feet away. So I'm seeing Jason Witten walk by, Jason Garrett. My head's on a swivel, and she's like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Now she said, don't act up while you're up here either.
Well, and then the other part of it was, she said, because it was work, I couldn't be Joe the fan and ask for an autograph. So now I'm coming full circle.
You're not a fan anymore.
I'm not?
We
Boys. Shit.
Boys.
We boys.
So you don't even need a camera. You don't even need
He just said, we boys.
We boys.
All right. I appreciate that.
What's the number?
And boom.
Poly silver.
We actually made that. It's out of wood. Yeah, I got a machine that actually cuts these out.
That's nice.
Well, I tell you what.
I don't mind. Oh, you got
RG3.
And I'm in Washington too.
RG3.
Ooh, sorry, RG.
No, I'm not. Thank you so much, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, boom. Great to see you again. Keep up the good work, man. Now, see, that is a guy that gets it. So, we boys. We boys now. All right, we're going to see Charles Haley, and we're going to get out of here. I got to get out of here.